Welcome to the DCS Situation Report.
Your expected approach time 3-4, approach button 17, the altimeter 2997.
Well, hello and welcome back to the channel where we discuss news and information about DCS World. I'm your host, Prickly Hedgehog, and this week we're looking at Eurofighter news, more FLIR development and progress on AI aircraft updates involving the Viking. So stick around.
8 Echo Marshall, we just changed transponders in the tech, and how's it look now?
Let's begin with the positive news involving progress on the Eurofighter, which many of us have been hoping to get some glimpses of since the announcement last year of the partnership between the two studios, FLIR and True Grit. According to social media statements, the team confirmed that the work on the cockpit model draws to a finish and work on the engineering and programming of systems progresses. The aircraft will be released, of course, after the Phantom F-4E project, which they have indicated will be released later in 2022. No specific date just yet. This, of course, means we won't see the Eurofighter in 2022, unless I'm very much mistaken, but we may see some snippets of progress reports, perhaps as the year winds on. Don't expect, though, too much revelatory information from either team just yet, based on the skunk works approach they've employed thus far on their major projects. It's a safer bet to keep your eyes open for reveal information on the Phantom for clues of its possible release dates. It will of course be worth the wait, as the team are renowned for their excellent products. I'm not sure where the A6 will slot into the workflow here, and that's an aircraft I have a great affection for, and I'm looking forward to seeing in-game to supplement the cool carrier modules that we currently have.
402, you're on glide path and on course, 3/4 mile call ball.
Stepping back to ED-related products, the team announced some news about the FLIR development, which will be made available on aircraft supporting that technology, including, obviously, the Apache. The technology they're mimicking takes into account how various terrain elements are rendered in the IR spectrum. This includes large masses of water, vegetation, asphalt, and concrete that have high thermal retention capacities. These gradually heat up and cool down at different rates depending on the color and material. This leads to bodies of water and forests looking cooler during the day, and at night time they seem to be warmer. Houses, buildings, runways, and many other man-made structures often look warmer at night as they have absorbed heat during the day and are clearly visible in the IR spectrum. In addition to the dynamic nature of all vehicles and changing heat signatures, which are dependent on their movement, ED will continue to tune the terrain's associated map objects and vehicles to bring you these enhancements in time for the DCS AH-64D early access launch, which, as we know, is scheduled and planned for the end of this month. ED are confident that the new FLIR technology will be available across all compatible sensors deployed in DCS as mentioned. Exciting stuff.
2 miles, looking good.
Now, as previously mentioned, we have several AI aircraft in-game getting full electronic facelifts.
Oh yeah.
This includes, of course, the Viking, which, as many of you know, is a little short in the polygons department. ED described that the S-3B Viking is a carrier-based subsonic all-weather long-range multi-mission aircraft that carries automated weapon systems. It is also capable of extended missions with aerial refueling. The Viking was originally used by the Navy for anti-submarine warfare, but it has also provided electronic warfare and surface surveillance for large battle groups. The S-3B variant features upgraded avionics, the AN/APS-137 inverse synthetic aperture radar, joint tactical information distribution system, and AGM-84 Harpoon launch capabilities. The aircraft has 2 underwing hardpoints for fuel tanks, cluster bombs, missiles, rockets, and storage pods. It also has 4 internal bomb bay stations that can be used to carry general-purpose bombs and special stores. In our carrier ops situations for DCS, it provides top-up fuel for aircraft that have launched, as you may have seen in such campaigns as the Raven 1 campaign, which is a blast. And of course, it can loiter near the boat to support aircraft low on fuel that are having trouble trapping. It is of course not designed to carry large amounts of fuel. In the future, I believe we will have the AI variant of the tanker version of the A6E, also known as the KA6D, which, as previously mentioned on the channel, is a heat blur project. Well, things will get quite immersive then around carrier ops over the next few years, especially with a flyable A6, a future Navy Phantom variant from heat blur as well, and all of these AI aircraft filling in the appropriate spaces, which will make all of those campaigns a lot of fun. So the future, therefore, of carrier ops is looking quite rosy, I think, so stick around for more news as it comes to hand. I will bring you updates when I can.
Minute and a half.
Now, Edie also mentioned a new piece of periphery hardware this week from VKB Sim in this week's newsletter, which may be of interest to World War II pilots. It's known as the Gladiator NXT World War II Edition, which features a matching throttle lever and grip based on authentic designs of certain World War II German aircraft. It complements the KG-12 grip and offers an unprecedented immersive flying experience when flying piston warbirds with the tactile ergonomics of that era. The new throttle lever and grip will be mounted on VKB's highly popular THQ throttle quadrants, part of the Gladiator NXT modular flight control system. It will be available soon. Now, I have been asked to do a video on the various hardware available for flight simming in DCS world, and I am interested in doing that, but I am also pretty busy with the newsletters in general, and I have a busy life outside of that, including a 40-hour plus work week. I will say though, and this is what I love about flight simming right now, and that is that there is a plethora of equipment available from a wide variety of manufacturers. Some of the equipment is extremely well made, looks really functional across a variety of aircraft, and in discussions with members of the Air Warfare group whom I fly with regularly, I have been informed that these pieces of equipment do make a major difference to cockpit interaction by avoiding heads down mouse clicks and essay loss. Let me know if you've purchased a piece of equipment that you swear by and what you use it for and with which module, and perhaps we can kind of build a list of manufacturers to dig into with their various pieces of equipment in an upcoming video.
7.455 Mark 80.
Roger. How many bombs on two?
3, that's right.
Roger.
Well, once again, I think this brings us to the end of another DCS situation report. I want to thank you all for tuning in for another episode. I may not get a video out next week due to some commitments I have with a remodel of our humble abode, which may impact me for several weeks, so be patient there. That will give me some time to decompress and get some ideas going for future videos, but it also will cut into my ability to get into the Apache if it's released on time, which I'm deeply disappointed about. Such is life. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, give it a like, and a comment below. I'll leave you with a lingering thought here via a new segment for the show, and that is the quote of the week, which comes from Mover this week. The plural of aircraft is aircraft. Cheers, this is Prickly Hedgehog out. We'll see you next time.